Welcome to Daily Bread. As always, this reading is timeless, which means whenever you find this message, or whenever this message finds you, is when you're meant to see it. So please take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Go ahead and press that like button, leave a comment, follow, and consider subscribing, and definitely share. It may resonate with someone you care about. The energy's already been cleared. Let's get started. Let's start by asking Source, what's the energy we need to focus on for today's message? What is the energy we need to focus on for today's message? Source, what is the energy we need to focus on for today's message? Take it. Emotions. So Source is telling us right now that we need to focus on what our emotions are telling us. So someone has been ignoring their feelings about a situation, and it's been causing them to fall into some dark spaces, because for whatever reason you've been hesitant to engage with what your feelings might be, because it may change your thoughts on the matter. And Source is telling you that it's okay to do that. Go ahead and engage your emotions and ask yourself, what are your emotions telling you? And don't be afraid to let your emotions change your mind sometimes, because you have a strong mind and you also have a strong heart. And your emotions exist for a reason, and they're there to tell you something. So let's dig into it. And I'm going to pull 3 cards. Source, what are you going to tell us more about emotions? Yep. So I'm seeing the Page of Swords, and I'm seeing the Knight of Swords, and I'm also seeing the 8 of Wands. Forgive me. So yeah, right off the bat, I'm seeing that someone has been having a lot of pent up energy and feelings. And you know what the interesting thing about it is? These aren't necessarily negative feelings. Someone has been feeling really happy lately. Like they feel like they have a better understanding of themselves. Like they feel like they're finally learning how to walk on their own 2 feet. And some part about that is scary. But I understand that you have in your head right now, you have all of these ideas. You have been seeing how the strings have been connecting for a lot of things. You've been doing some thinking about your designs. I see someone who's in architecture, or maybe in some form of sustainable electrical engineering. I also see someone who works in semiconductor fabrication. I'm also seeing someone who has a health and wellness business. I'm seeing someone who maybe does acupuncture, and maybe someone who does massage, but you're also very creative. Like I see someone whose hands are always doing something. You sing, you write, you like to paint, you like to draw. I see someone who likes to garden. You have all of these other areas in your life that you would like to explore. For someone, I'm seeing like you feel like a Renaissance woman or a Renaissance man. Like I'm seeing the Vitruvian man in someone's head. Like you are realizing that you have all this potential inside of you and you're ready to express it. And I see that with this Knight of Swords energy, that it is really time to take action on your thoughts. Someone is going to have to learn how to live with doubt in times of uncertainty. But just remember that there's more blue sky than there are dark clouds. So even when anytime that we're pursuing a goal, you have to, and you already have developed the mental fortitude to be able to run towards your goals in the face of doubt and uncertainty. And I'm definitely seeing that even if you have a little bit of doubt, about whether or not to take action on a new project, join a volunteer group, join a think tank, join some anti-oppressive policy organizations, that now is the time to take action. I'm seeing that now is the time for someone to really start to put their irons in the fire and start trying to get in touch with the organizations that inspire you. Get in touch with thinking outside of the box. Maybe what your skills are really good for some private corporation, but maybe what you really want to do is do things that make more of a change in your community. So maybe there is a need for more community organizations around you, and you see those opportunities and you know what it takes to get there. And I see someone starting to move that direction. Yeah, I see a real visionary here. So I'm going to take a oracle card here. To be fair. So what Oracle is telling us is be fair to yourself. To be fair, you may feel like you're running behind in some spaces, but when we think about where we are in terms of when we originally set our goals to where we find ourselves now, we may think that we are maybe not where we thought we would be, but to be fair, there are opportunities, and there are things outside of your influence, and there are things outside of your control that impact you. And of course, when you started making your plan at the time, you didn't have whatever spark it is that you have now. There was something that you had to go through that experience to help you really be ready to achieve that next step. So you're not behind. Think of it more like you were put in an opportunity for getting ready for accelerated growth. So think of yourself like a bow and arrow. So as you pull that arrow back, you are creating tension that is eventually going to spring that arrow so far forward that it's definitely going to get to its target. So this time where you've been feeling this tension building up, and you've been kind of ignoring these feelings and thoughts and desires that you've been having, that tension has been building so that you could really make sure you are aiming in the right direction. So be fair to yourself. You are experiencing this time to get your aim right, and now it's time to take that action. So thank you for tuning in to Daily Bread. Please take what resonated, leave the rest for someone else. Go ahead and press that like button. Go ahead and follow, leave a comment, consider subscribing, and share. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in.